Spring has arrived on the slopes. High up, a large grazing herd follows in the footsteps of their ancestors. A sight which almost vanished, for once there were less than 50 Alpine ibex scattered throughout the Alps. Unworried by the threat that once hung over them, the Alpine ibex simply take advantage of spring and try to get rid of their thick winter hair. Sessions of scraping and sliding the length of the slope. This long molt, lasting several months, allows them to keep a thick coat in case bad weather returns up high. Beyond the mist, there are moving silhouettes with smaller horns. The females, or nanny goats, are also grouped in a herd. They weigh around 50 kilos, half the weight of the large males. In the month of June, the females leave the herd. Each one finds a space alone in a hidden corner of the rocks. Up high, they give birth, sheltered from the sight of predators. From the belly of this young female, a little goat will emerge. Ibex discovers the mountains. On the great cliff, he has managed to stand on his little paws after a few hours. After 3 days, he can already follow his mother wherever she goes. Now that he's 2 weeks old, the rock wall has become his dizzying playground. With such agility, it seems that he is able to fly above the rocks. But the goats were once sought after by different countries. The very last Alpine ibex survived in the Royal Reserve of Victor Emmanuel, Gran Paradiso National Park in Italy. Switzerland wanted to reintroduce the animal, but Italy didn't want to part with a single goat. So, with the lure of profit, smuggling became organized, and men traveled through the mountains, sometimes at the risk of their lives, seeking the rare beasts. Captured alive, the goat travelled on men's backs. The price of a goat was the equivalent of 30,000 euros in zoos in Switzerland. From 1880 to 1940, around 200 animals transited in this way. From zoos and national parks, the species was reintroduced in different parts of the Alps. And strangely enough, in the end, Italy had to buy goats back from Switzerland to strengthen its population. So, nowadays all the Alpine ibex are descendants of the ibex from Gran Paradiso, some having passed through zoos before returning to the wild. However, recent genetic studies have revealed that a very small population core probably survived in France in the hidden places of the Grande Casse Glacier, where the Vanoise Park was created in 1963 to save the species. At the start of summer, the ibex joins a group of goats spending their time on the rocky ridges. High up, every day he finds out a little more about his environment. From the Alpine choughs, who sing their song in the breeze, to the discreet wall creeper, a colourful bird that spins about in search of insects. The goats are constantly under the watchful eye of their mother. And be careful not to get in the way at all. Ibex often demands this good, rich milk, which will let him gain 10 kilos during summer. But better take care. The void isn't the greatest danger of the rock walls. The royal eagle can carry off the youngest goats. But at the age of 1 month, Ibex is already too heavy. Today, the eagle is rather looking for groundhogs to feed its little eaglets. Its nest is sited lower than its hunting ground, so that it can always bring back the prey. At this period of the year, all the wildlife is in effervescence. There are chamois and spotted woodpeckers, ants and voles. An ibex with spread out horns sometimes comes beside the nest of peaks. His unusual silhouette recalls that of his cousin, the Iberian ibex, which was reintroduced into the French Pyrenees in 2014. Slightly smaller than that of the Alps, with horns that are more curved, the Iberian ibex roams the Pyrenees once more, thanks to several releases and scientific follow-up. In the middle of summer, the ibex reaches its highest zone of altitude. At 2,800 meters, he watches the herd of males lying down below him. Knocked out by the heat, they are resting. The hooves that usually clamber up the great cliffs are at rest. It is of course this foot, with a supple and rugged interior, a semi-rigid rim, and no membrane between the two nails so as to adapt perfectly to the shape of the rock, which allows them to keep their balance. The ibex doze under the weight of their large horns. These appear at birth and grow throughout their lives. They can reach a meter in length and weigh several kilos. Contrary to popular wisdom, it's not the bumps that indicate the age of the ibex, but fine, deep grooves. It's siesta time. But on the slope, the groundhogs have decided otherwise. The tiny groundhogs are out and about. The great wingspan of tawny vultures has scared the groundhogs. But another animal has arrived on the Alpine ibex's territory. Ibex prefers to climb up the rock wall, there where he knows that humans are not quite at ease. The large males are a lot less afraid, which makes the trampers happy. Protected now for many years, the Alpine ibex can easily be approached.